Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you a bit about the lockdown rut that we all absolutely hate and how to get yourself through it. I am going to pull out 4 of my top tips for getting yourself through the lockdown rut and in a way exercising when you're really not feeling like it, as we're not going to be out of this for a while yet. So I thought I'd share some of my sort of coping mechanisms on that. So on with the video. Number 1 is switch it up. Now, I'm lucky in that I do 2 or 3 different sports, 3 normally, 2 at the moment. So if I don't feel like running one day, then I can always do a bike session, or if I don't feel like cycling, I can do a run session, etc. However, if you just do one sport, if you get bored of that one sport, you have nothing else to do. So my suggestion is take up an additional sport. Now, I know it's easier said than done because if you don't have a bike, you can hardly go and cycle. However, there are a plethora of online workouts on YouTube now and online PTs, etc, etc. So go and find something different. Maybe start doing some yoga or some strength HIIT, which is something I've really enjoyed doing probably since last March, as something different, especially where I'm not swimming now. And I actually really love sort of strength HIIT workouts because they don't feel as much of a mental challenge as potentially going for a half-an-hour run or an hour bike session. However, it's really easy to rack up the time. I will leave a link below to my favourite one, so you can always check that out. But yeah, so switch up your training, do something different, a bit of a mental refresh. Tip number 2 is stop comparing yourself to others. Now, I am awful for this. I see people on Instagram going out for these crazy long runs at the weekend, crazy long bikes, and I just really don't have the motivation to do those at the moment. And it's very hard to sort of step back and stop comparing yourself to these people. It's very hard to take a step back and stop comparing yourself to other people. We all live completely different lives, and one thing that I've had to try and keep telling myself is that I'm not a pro triathlete. I have a full-time job and I have other commitments, and I just don't have the energy to train like a full-time pro does. And kudos to anyone who trains 20-30 hours a week on top of a full-time job. I couldn't imagine it. So don't compare yourself to other people and try to be less harsh to yourself. And again, this is something I really struggle with, but missing a training session, it's really not the end of the world. Number 3 is to have a vision you are heading towards. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a race, and I would recommend it's probably not a race at the moment because I have a feeling that most races are going to be cancelled again this year. Most of mine are abroad, and who knows how far down the vaccine list I will be, and I don't reckon we'll be able to travel without a vaccine. So have a vision. Why do you exercise? Why do you run? See, for me, it's because I love being outside. I love the fresh air. I love exploring new places, and I just love being fit and healthy and knowing that I can go out for a 10-mile run and just do it, and I can go out for a walk and I don't get tired, and I just love that sort of balance in my life. The other thing you could do here is have a daily mantra. So I remember when I was at Ironman Wales, my mantra was, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And every time I started to struggle a bit, I was like, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So that could be something really simple that you could have that helps you get out the door. And because that's often all it is, just that getting out the door. So have a mantra, have a little video, have something that you read that makes you go, yes, I must go and do something right now. Tip number 4 is to run shorter but faster. Really get those lungs pumping to feel like you've done something. I have spoken to quite a few people that are like, I'm really struggling to get out, but I literally just don't see the point in a run if it's not 10 miles or it's not 15 miles. And why? At the end of the day, as I mentioned, we're not really training for anything at the moment, and surely going out for a little run is better than running nothing at all or cycling nothing at all. So the way that I kind of force myself out if I'm not feeling it potentially is I say to myself, you go out for a mile or 2 miles, and then if you're really not feeling it, you can come back, but you know you've tried. But you often find that you get out and after 2 miles, you're like, actually, I'm really enjoying this. It's a nice change from being sat down at work all day, and I actually end up having a really good run. Take it back to the basics and refine that enjoyment and why you got into running or cycling or swimming in the first place. Bonus tip number 5 is if you are really tired, just take the day off. I know I said earlier that a training session's not going to change the world, and it really is true. If you are really tired, just take the day off. You're much more likely to wake up the next day feeling rejuvenated, ready to go, and ready to hit the sessions. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and give it a like, and maybe even share it. If you have any ideas for future videos, please leave them below or drop me a message. And until next time, bye!